Okay, I'm gonna wrap the pipes on this last. Wow, I love this. I'm kind of a sick piece of crap. I love wrapping pipes, but anyway, I'm gonna do it while it's on the motorcycle. I actually like it better. You can just kind of pull up a little towel on the floor and sit down and get going. But okay, now on this too, what I did is I loosened the foot peg over here just a little bit, the front foot, that right foot peg, just so it droops down a little bit, so it gives me a little more room. You really only need just enough room to slide the wrap in between the bike and the pipe. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do it. One thing too, wrap over your heat shields if possible, because the pipes are just too small under the heat shields. You need to wrap over them so the pipes look nice and fat. And these are really nice. These are road burners, and they're all the same thickness all the way up, so they're real easy to wrap. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to start on the bottom pipe, and there's a bracket right in this area here, so that's where I'm going to start the wrap and then go forward. Make sure before you do this that there's no brackets up forward that will hinder you from wrapping. You may even want to go ahead on this and watch ahead on it until the end, just to make sure that you kind of know what you're doing to start with. So anyway, what I've done is I've kind of wrapped the... Oh, and then you notice I've got a glove on. I ran out of gloves on the left side, so I've got a right hand glove here. It's best to wear gloves. This stuff's kind of abrasive. And then wet the wrap in a bucket of water first. Hey, there's the phone. That's a new order. So anyway, wet the wrap first, and then just wrap it. What I do is I wrap it around like this. It's a little easier to get started that way. So I'll show you how we get started. Okay, I've got the camera in front of me here, so let me see if I can do this for you. Okay, I've slid that next to the bracket there, and then what I do is I just start that bottom, I just put that bottom piece of wrap under there, and I kind of overlap that. Kind of tug it nice and tight there. Getting started is the most important thing, so you kind of want to do that, and then what I do, I just start kind of overlapping it as I go back. Make sure you make it nice and tight, and make sure that you have nice even overlaps there. So I'll keep going. Hold on, or come back. Okay, once you get a rhythm to this, it's really fun and easy. If you'll notice here, you just gotta feed that tape through there like that, and you have to pull all that tape through each time. It seems like a bear, but it really goes pretty fast once you get going, and the further you go, the less tape you deal with. So, and then also, now what I did on this tape is I painted the outside black. I used some like Rust-Oleum barbecue black paint, because I wanted this tape to stay nice and black and be blacker, because all the black tapes kind of goes a gray color. So I hope this works. I hope it stays a little more black. So anyway, just do that each time. Make sure that you get the wrap around there nice and even, all your overlaps even, and then watch out. Make sure you don't get any wrinkles underneath. Make sure you don't wrap around something funny or something underneath there. So let's continue on. Okay, now when you get in these tight areas like this, don't panic, because it's really pretty simple. So what I do, I just pull that tight. Then what I do is I just feed this through here. I go back to an area where you got room. Feed that through there. Then when you get further forward, you can do the same thing on the front side, where you just feed it through. You got a little extra room. A lot of tape there. And then I just hold that, and I just kind of pull that down. Now this you got to be really careful. Make sure you don't wrap it and get it twisted or something behind there. You can get it twisted real easy. So each time you overlap it, feel under there. Make sure you didn't overlap it or get it twisted. So there you go. Just let's keep going. It's a patient man's sport here. Okay, there we have it. I've wrapped the pipe all the way up. You took a full roll on this, so don't make your overlaps too tight, or you may not have enough wrap. I'll tell you the measurement on this in a minute. But anyway, once you get to and the one other thing too, the reason I start at the back and then go to the front is it makes the overlaps the right direction. Some people say the air could actually get under them and start pulling them up if you go the other way. So, and I think it looks a little nicer this way. So anyway, I'm up to the cylinder head here. Now you don't need to get ridiculously close, because in case someday you want to take these bolts out and take the pipes off, you won't get them off if you get the wrap too close. So anyway, I've made it up to there. And what I do is I go ahead and pull that out. I kind of just guess about where to cut that. You want the seam to be on the underside of the pipe. So whatever you do, don't cut it too short. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and snip this off. Get the camera back. Like I say, if you cut it too long, you can always cut it again. Okay, that looks about right. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck that under there. Okay, and then I'll be right back and we'll show you how to put the wire ties on. Okay, I've put one wire tie on ahead of time. Now what I do is wrap the wire tie around. It's sometimes a little tricky to get them started through there, but make sure you put them the right way and not upside down. Make sure this part's up. And then what I do is I put that through there, and then I pull on this really tight. You can even use pliers if you want. Pull that really tight, and then what I do is I bend it over as I'm pulling on it. Bend it over like that. Now, then I take some wire cutters. Give yourself about 1 inch of wire tie there, and I squeeze that really tight. And you can bend it a few times, and it should just break right off if you squeeze and bend at the same time. There you go. Now, what you want to do is bend this one more time, just to get rid of that sharp corner there. So I just bend that over one more time, like that. Bend that over, so that's tucked underneath there. And I give them a little squeeze with the pliers. Then you kind of tap on it a little bit. Okay, and then what that does is it allows you to, if you ever get in there and work on it, you don't want to hit that razor sharp edge of that wire tie. And then I just slide those around the back side so you can't see them. And there you have it. So go ahead and do that, and then I'm going to go ahead and just put one down at the other end there, but I'll show you that in a minute. And then let's do the other pipe, and I think this is looking great. One thing on these wire ties too is they don't need to be ridiculously tight, so as long as they're snug, once you ride this and that crooks in there a little bit, they're not going to go anywhere. So okay, let's continue on this fun project. Okay, there it is. It took me about 1.5 hours to do both pipes, so it goes pretty fast once you get going. Okay, and I just really like the looks of this darker black. I think it'll probably stay black too with that Rust-Oleum barbecue black on there. So anyway, there it is. I just used one wire tie on the back side, and then just pan in a little bit so you can see it. Everything's wrapped nice and neat and tidy. What I'll do is I'll show you some of the other bikes we've done so you can get some ideas on colors and all that. Okay, this is a V-Star 1100 that we did. We did it in black and white, and I did the white wrap. And then what I did is I took some black paint and mixed it in some paint thinner and just rubbed it on the outside when I got finished. That way it kind of looks kind of used and dirty, because it would get dirty anyway, so I just kind of pre-dirtied it. I'll show you a couple more. Okay, there's our Vulcan 900 that we did. Or excuse me, Vulcan 800. That's the black wrap, and that's just kind of weathered with time. So that's a couple of years old. That looks really cool, I think. Just kind of ratty and kind of tough. That's the black. Here's a little V-Star 650 that we did. We used the tan, and then when I got finished, I did the black and the thinner again, and I wiped it on there just to make it look kind of weathered. You can see how we kind of just utilized the pipes in the areas that look best, and then if you have a heat shield or something, you can stop and then continue it along. There's no set ways to do this, just be creative. Okay, one last bike too. This is our little Savage that we did, and I went extreme on this one. I did the tan, and then I really took some black paint and thin and just really darkened it up so it looks real ratty, and I think it looks really sharp on there. So anyway, there's all kinds of fun stuff you can do. So anyway, let's go ahead and call this good, and then let's go to the finishing touches, and then we'll end this bad boy.